Well, guys, it looks like we got another video going on about the world-beating NHS, because apparently they want us all to stay away again. Yep, in echoes of 2020, the NHS is apparently planning a little public awareness campaign telling people to stay away so it don't get overwhelmed doing its job this winter.
You trying to mug me off?
No, I'm just...
Yep, you heard that right. Of course, it ignores the fact we currently have waiting lists expected to hit, 14 million next year last I checked. This was all thanks to the NHS telling people to stay away in 2020, which makes this move even more ridiculous but not really surprising at this point. Well, here it headlines avoid A&E, says NHS as winter crisis bites early. Yeah, it's not even September yet, you absolute clowns. COVID-style campaign launched to keep non-emergency cases away from hospitals. Yeah, they don't want to do their job. Of course, all of this ignores the fact that GPs are sending people to hospital instead of seeing them directly these days, so where are people really meant to go? Oh, I know, they should just clap for our world-beating health service while they sit there dying at home quietly, of course. This is what they expected in 2020, and it seems also expect now. This is obviously beyond the joke and will likely have many people asking where all the money went that was pumped into the health service these past 2 years to increase capacity. This is something the government and NHS tosspots all spoke about during the lockdowns, but as it stands we see no extra capacity at all, just longer waiting times and more people dying. Oh yeah, excess deaths are up this year, and it's not to do with bat flu, which means the lockdowns played their parts in many deaths, even if it's not the sole cause obviously. I mean, let's be real here, I actually expect that healthcare systems in the bloody third world don't come out with this shit telling people to stay away, but here with our world-beating NHS it is the go-to policy it would seem. Now at this point the public should be demanding their money back that goes into the NHS, much like people are demanding not to pay their rising energy bills, but I don't see any campaigns pushing to do that, do you? Maybe it's because the Don't Pay Your Energy Bills campaign comes from the sort of left-leaning activists who will never support going after the NHS and its constant failure. Instead, they'll likely claim the NHS don't get enough funding, despite it being the only public service never to get a pay cut as far as I know. In fact, at this point it should be ripped down and built back from scratch to actually do what it's meant to, or it should be abolished completely. Shit, at this point it would likely be cheaper to spend public money on private healthcare for every Brit than run the NHS as it stands. The waste in the NHS is likely that bad it tops the cost each treatment people needed yearly would cost if done privately. There would be no need for diversity managers or 10,000 pen-pushing admins doing nothing to help the public that way, so I bet it would be much cheaper, don't you? Either way, something needs to be done about this utter disaster, because the next time I hear politicians talk about how great the NHS is, I think I'll actually go mad. If this is great, I really want to know what bad would be in their book, don't you? Because bad must be a complete and utter clusterfuck above even what we've got now.